Patriots fans, the vibe in Foxborough today is full-on alert. There's a reunion rumor that could supercharge the offense, a shakeup in the trenches, an unexpected move with a domino effect, and a polarizing name winning the locker room. All of it touches starting jobs, the game plan, and most of all, the confidence of our rookie quarterback. If you thought the preseason was quiet, think again. Decisions over the last few hours rattled this roster. Would you pay the right price to bring back a familiar face? You won't believe what we've got today. Sit down, hit that like button, and let's get to it now. You know when the NFL offers a second chance that can change everything. That's the energy in Foxborough. It's not nostalgia. It's a cold calculation about opportunity, tactical need, and a direct message to the offense. The front office knows a reliable target, shortens a rookie quarterback's reads, lowers sacks, boosts third down conversions, and stabilizes the team in high-leverage moments. Across the country, a franchise in a rebuild is facing tough choices on valuable pieces who might not fit their long-term plan, especially with the contract clock ticking and a roster that needs asset flexibility. When that board lines up, you don't hesitate. You move. We're talking about a receiver who turned option routes into an art form, who wins separation with IQ more than speed, and who became synonymous with trust on third down. Since leaving New England, he piled up production, cleared the 1,000-yard mark, and proved he's quarterback-friendly in any system. Yes, the name is on the tip of your tongue, Jacoby Myers. Reports out of Las Vegas suggest the Raiders don't plan to move him before the season, but a solid offer could change the conversation. His deal is up after this year and their rebuild demands flexibility. For the Patriots, it's the classic market scenario. You know exactly what you're getting. Someone with history here, alignment with the offensive coordinator, and instant impact in the NFL's biggest dividing line, third down. For New England, the math is straightforward. With Josh McDaniels reshaping the scheme, Myers fits immediately into bunches, stacks, and late motion, simplifying post-snap reads and giving cadence to progressions. For Drake May, he becomes the safety valve, who punishes blitzes with hot routes and protects drives when the defense changes tempo. In the locker room, he raises the standard in the receiver room, sets a tone of professionalism, and accelerates the growth of younger pieces. The price doesn't have to be steep. A mid-round pick with production-based conditions and a late sweetener gets it done without mortgaging the future. Financially, it's a short deal that's easy to absorb, with room for an extension if the performance backs it up. On the field, the impact is visible in September. Mayers pulls safeties toward the intermediate area and frees up honest one-on-ones for the X, making under-center play action more explosive. In 11 personnel, he's the metronome for May. In 12, he finds space between hook and curl to unlock dagger or sail with confidence. On third and medium, he's a steady window that keeps drives alive, which also rests the defense by controlling the clock. In the red zone, his route precision reduces a rookie's margin for error and turns long series into points. It's the kind of addition that lifts efficiency without rewriting the playbook, raises the floor immediately, and as chemistry grows, nudges the ceiling higher. Fans may still taste the bitterness of how things ended, but the logic is ruthless. If the price is right, bring him back yesterday. This isn't just about reinforcing a thin room. It's about giving Drake May a vault of trust and reasserting an offensive identity built on intelligence, separation, and discipline. In an AFC that only gets faster, every first down stolen from the slot is gold. The window's cracked open. It's on New England to push through it. And that wasn't even the most surprising part of the day. When a franchise starts clearing land, the first signs show up in the trenches. In Foxborough, that cleanup isn't just administrative. It's a clear message that Mike Vrabel isn't chained to the past. The latest move made that obvious. The departure of DeMontre Jacobs, a name that not long ago held a starting chair, and now finds himself off the main roster. It sounds routine, but it isn't. We're talking about a player who started 13 games last season, who held the line when the unit was in shambles. But in football, short memories and recent production speak louder than resumes. Jacobs' path was resilient, defensive lineman in college, who reinvented himself as an offensive tackle. He earned snaps, delivered in tough stretches, but 2024 exposed his limits. Nearly 50 pressures allowed, 9 sacks, and too many moments when the pocket collapsed before a route could even develop. For a team betting on a rookie quarterback like Drake May, that's practically a death sentence. Vrabel knows it. And cutting Jacobs goes beyond one player's performance. It shows the new staff won't recycle mistakes, even if it means moving on from experience. The fan base is split. Some recognize the player's effort and fear, losing depth in a perennially thin unit. Others exhale, applaud the purge, and trust that reinforcements, Will Campbell, Morgan Moses, and Marcus Bryant, will build a sturdier wall. The truth is, Jacobs had already slipped at camp. He sat third on the depth chart fighting for swing tackle duties, and shaky practices confirmed the doubts. Once reporters started buzzing about trade interest, it was clear his future likely wasn't in New England. What does it really represent? Vrabel's philosophy in action, absolute meritocracy, dismantling old habits, and the courage to change what didn't work. The locker room gets a direct message: no one has a permanent seat. The offense gets hope that May will finally have time to work through progressions without an edge rusher breathing down his neck in under 2 seconds. The defense gets relief that it won't constantly be asked to bail out an offense that can't breathe. Sure, there's always a path back via the practice squad, but that's a footnote. The emotional impact is already made. This team isn't afraid to start over or to cut where it hurts. And honestly, after years of questionable calls, this kind of firm hand is exactly what Patriots Nation has been begging for. Symbolic? Yes, but it could be the first domino in a far bigger transformation. And while we're still digesting this change in the trenches, something even more unexpected is gaining momentum in the hallways of Foxborough. Sometimes football is cruel in how it reminds us the NFL is a ruthless business. Demontre Jacobs is Exhibit A. A player who just months ago looked solid enough to hold a starting job has become a symbol of transition in New England. But there's a more intriguing layer. This wasn't an isolated move. It's part of a string of cuts that is completely reshaping the Patriots' offensive line. Tyrese Robinson, Sidney Sow, and Layden Robinson are out as well, opening space for a refreshed unit. The ripple effect goes beyond the field, hierarchy, trust, even the market, since Jacobs drew trade chatter before being waived. Imagine what that means for Mike Vrabel. He arrives with a mandate to rebuild not just the scheme but the culture of Foxborough. And one of the clearest ways to leave a mark is to fix the area that hurt most in 2024. Protection. The message is blunt: if you don't deliver consistency, you're out. Whether you were a starter, a rotational piece, or a promise. That excites fans tired of watching pressured QBs with no time, but it also raises fair anxiety. Do the new names have enough experience to carry a full season? Will sacrificing depth make the team vulnerable when injuries inevitably hit? With Jacobs, you can't ignore the reinvention story. From DL at Grambling to NFL tackle, he showed grit. But the technique didn't climb fast enough. The numbers are merciless: 49 pressures, 9 sacks. Those are the exact stats that decide a rookie quarterback's future. Because every early collapse stunts development. For May, each badly protected snap means wasted learning, shaken confidence, and ruined drives. Vrabel, a former linebacker, knows the pain of facing an offense without a wall and won't accept reruns. Insiders suggest Jacobs could land elsewhere or return to the practice squad, but the symbolism of his exit is already too strong. It unearns what fans wanted: the guts to make hard calls, even when they sting in the short term. It's a true rebuild, and anyone who loves the Patriots knows that's the price of a sturdy future. Still, a fair question lingers. Did the staff make the right choice in sacrificing experience to bet on youth and juice? The debate has taken over the fan base, and the truth will show up in September, when the ball's in the air and May is either upright or on the turf. And if cutting Jacobs felt radical, wait until you see the ripple hitting the receivers' room, the locker room, and a presence that can completely change this team's mood. Some players arrive under a cloud of doubt and quietly become essential. That's exactly what's happening with Mac Hollins in Foxborough. When the deal was announced, the reaction was cold, even hostile. Why spend on a receiver who makes more noise walking barefoot than running routes? Fans didn't hide their irritation, and it felt like one of those moves that wouldn't matter. It took only a few months for the narrative to flip. While critics talked, Hollins won the room. Daily juice at practice, intensity that forces teammates to raise their level, and a quiet leadership that spreads. It's no accident that guys like Demario Douglas and Hunter Henry went public with praise. Douglas didn't mince words. Mac's a dog. He brings that out of the whole receiver room. Henry highlighted the consistency and competitive standard he forces everyone to meet. Everybody can hear him out there. He brings a steady level every day. You've got to match it. In the end, that might matter more than preseason stat lines. Mike Vrabel knew he had to fix the culture before the offense. Last year was stained by mutiny rumors, a fractured locker room, and any new coach would have to rebuild not just the playbook but mutual trust. Hollins may not be a star who wins games by himself, but he might be the glue that keeps the group tight when storms hit. And in Foxborough, storms always hit. The fan who rolled their eyes at the signing is starting to see that sometimes the invisible impact matters more than yards or catches. On the field, there's still plenty to prove. Hollins hasn't stacked splash plays in open practices and spent too much time away. But if he channels that behind-the-scenes energy into clean routes and physical presence, he can become a sneaky outlet for Drake May. On short third downs, he can be the big body to move the sticks in the red zone, a physical target who creates space for Henry or Douglas to eat. If he delivers that, the narrative changes for good, from a criticized signing to a stabilizer for an offense starving for identity. For a team trying to rise again, talent alone isn't enough. You need players who understand the weight of the jersey and know how to keep a group together. Hollins may not be a fan favorite yet, but inside that locker room, he's already an engine. If that spirit infects the offense and helps the team endure the hardest games, this signing will be remembered as a bold win. So here's the real question. How many of you are ready to give credit to a player who arrived doubted and might become vital by September? Patriots fans, after diving into all of this, you can feel the gravity of the moment. A potential reunion could change the offense's trajectory. The offensive line cuts show a culture being rewritten, and even a controversial signing is already paying dividends in the locker room. These are tough calls, but they point to a more competitive, disciplined future. Now the question is, do you believe this new path puts New England back among the heavyweights? Drop your thoughts in the comments, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let's ride this journey together.